Hello, Cancer. I'm Adriana. I'm a soul guidance coach and I help you choose growth. I have an intuitive message for you today about your journey. This is going to look inside at your inner world and outside at the outer world and the interaction between the two. So let's get started. My guides are saying inside right away, Mother of Arrows and Judgment. So Power cards, Mother of Arrows looking at the Judgment. Wow, coming to face each other. Okay, left, growth, 7 of Roots. And I was wondering who he was going to come out for today. The Father of Horns. Okay, Cancer, this feels like the biggest reading yet today. There have been a lot of circumstances in your outer world that have been, whether you like it or not, forcing some growth. Okay, there's a lot of different stages of growth, and you may be in any one of these particular stages, whether you're the egg, the nymph, the I don't know what all of the stages really are. The pupae, the nymph, and then we've got the dragonfly with wings. So you're in one of these places, if not all of them. In fact, it's feeling like there's different areas of growth kind of going on at the same time. So, in personal relationship, you might be here. In a different relationship, you might be at this stage. In a different facet of your life, you're maybe at the beginning of the growth. In this facet of your life, you're at the end. So there's this idea that you've got a lot of stuff going on. Now, okay, is this Cancer or is this someone in their environment? Okay, this is someone in your environment, the Father of Horns. You have someone in your environment that has been navigating these changes with you and is a lot more chaotic under the scenes and behind the scenes than he or she is letting on. It seems like this person has everything under control, but underneath there's a lot of storminess. You see these seas. And as a result, this person has isolated themselves, either emotionally or communicatively, because there's no way for him off the island except to swim through this water. There's no one around him. He's alone, and we've got very stormy clouds up here. So this person has really kind of shut themselves in with their emotions, but they're not showing how bothered they are, how troubled they are. And they're really not as competent as we might all think they are. They're showing up as, yeah, I'm fine. It's kind of like, even though this is Horns, which is cups, so this should be a Cancer energy, this is more like a Capricorn energy where they're showing up completely stoic, like everything is fine. But on the inside, there's this churning and worrying. It could also be a Scorpio energy. Sometimes we see this with Scorpio where there's just placid up here, but then a lot of stuff in the depth. Okay, let's look back at your inner world. There is a lot of the energy of kind of mental prowess and mental discernment going on. Your mind is looking at, this is really interesting, you're looking at this judgment, which is the call of your soul, that we're ready to get to this next phase. We know absolutely where we're going and why we're here and what we're doing. We are ready to move. So on some level, you really feel this call from your soul being like, okay, it's time to rise up and it's time for this to happen. There is also, looking at this though, it's as if you're looking at it, Cancer, but you're not incredibly connected to it. There's a disconnection in the way you're realizing this kind of like boom that's trying to happen. The Mother of Arrows is incredibly bright, incredibly discerning, and incredibly calculating and wise, but she's also detached. And I think there's an element of caution I like this hawk being echoed here, where she's kind of like, all right, I see this is happening. I see this part of me is being shaken up and I'm being asked to rise up. I'm just not really sure if I'm into this. So you're aware of it, you're facing it, you haven't dived in yet. You haven't really committed. You're aware, you're not turning away. And it's interesting because we have this opening happening in the cave, and she's opening up a geode with her arrow. So there's this penetration into the depths happening on both cards. But in one, he's ready to rise, and the other, she's still kind of like, not sure if I really want to move towards this. But it is in your awareness. Now let's see why we have this all together. Okay. Part of the reason why you're unafraid, or let me back up. Part of the reason why there's this fear to really step into that new stage and into that new power is because you sense what's going on with this other person, and you don't really want to upset this person even more. You're kind of feeling like that would be the last straw for them and they would just break. But again, growth. You can't stop growth. Just like, I've got weeds growing up in the cracks in my cement in my driveway. You cannot stop growth. Growth is going to happen. And when your soul calls you, you have to answer. If you don't answer, then there are consequences for you that are far worse than upsetting this person here. Far worse than this person kind of letting go of emotional control. I just realized, this is the card I was hallucinating before, there's a crocodile in the water. So I was doing another reading and I thought that there was a crocodile in that card, but it was really this card I was thinking of. So there's a lot of stuff, really a lot of stuff in the subconscious for this person that has absolutely nothing to do with you. And part of this judgment card is trying to help you break free of that. If we look at these rocks, I know it's different images, but it's almost as if appeasing this person has kept you in this space that's contained, and your soul's like, I can't take this anymore. We are going. We're not doing this. I'm not holding myself back anymore. It breaks out of there. It breaks out of here. So you know what you have to do. Cancer, let me get some advice for you. Chariot. Move it forward. Move forward at whatever, even if you're not ready, even if you feel like you don't have all the parts together. Do you remember when I was talking earlier about the different stages of growth and how you've got kind of different projects and different things all kind of going on in different places? The Chariot is about pulling things together that don't necessarily fit. There's a lot of funny images on this card. You see this bird's flying upside down, and this is tied together with ribbon. We've got these funny curtains and we've got horns. It's not incredibly stable, but it's moving and it's holding together just fine. So even if you don't feel like you have all the ducks in the row, this is saying it's all right. Get moving. You don't have to have all of the details worked out. It's fine. Just move yourself forward, because it's time, Cancer. It's time to move yourself forward. All right. Thank you so much for sharing your time and energy with me. That was a fun reading. If you're ready to go that one step deeper, please check out my intuitive readings and soul guidance sessions. There's a link in the description below to my website where you can find out even more. I will look forward to seeing you next time right here, Cancer.